Lisa Cameron.
Many thanks, Madam Deputy Speaker. I'd like to thank the Right Honourable Member from Birkenhead for introducing this incredibly important debate to the House, and to pay tribute to cross-party members who have been involved in the committee reports, including my honourable colleague and friend from Edinburgh East. In July of this year, Edinburgh West, sorry. In July of this year, British Home Stores closed in my constituency. The long-standing British Home Stores store was the third largest retail unit in our East Kilbride's Plaza Mall. The store did avoid the first round of closures, but staff were left with huge uncertainty as to what was going to happen in the interim, and it was then eventually closed. It was a very sad day for staff and for constituents. I have frequented this store since childhood, and walking by the empty unit is still strange and a stark reminder to our community of the injustice that unfolded, the loss of jobs and the loss of pensions. Whilst our local staff oversaw the closure of our BHS, former owner Sir Philip Green reportedly continued his holiday in the Mediterranean on board his £100 million super yacht. I understand that Sir Philip Green owned BHS for 15 years before selling it to Dominique Chappelle for £1 in 2015. He has rightly come under fire for taking more than a massive £400 million in dividends from the department store chain and for selling it to a man without retail experience in such a manner. A damning report from the Work and Pensions and Business Innovation and Skills Committees found British Home Stores was subject to systematic plunder by Green and Chappelle and labelled Green the unacceptable face of capitalism. These constituents of mine lost their jobs, they've lost their pensions. The ordinary people are the losers. They gave their service and good faith, both locally and to the company. So real questions must be answered on multinational corporate governance structures and pensions regulation by this House. The UK Government needs to take action and not allow such situations to repeat in the future.
Hear, hear, hear.
In this House, we need to tackle issues of asset stripping. The system as it currently stands does not protect working people. Those who have families to look after, those who have people to care for, those who have done the right thing, who have contributed to pensions, contributed to society, only to have been taken advantage of and failed. SNP MPs will be working to strengthen the powers of the regulator to ensure that the Philip Greens of the world are dealt with effectively when they seek to avoid pensions responsibilities. There is also a real need to address inequality, to work with businesses and industry to provide appropriate regulation. Many of my affected constituents have contacted me to ask that Sir Philip Green be stripped of his knighthood, that his keeping the title adds salt to their wounds and the injustice of this situation.
Would the honourable member agree with me that although Sir Philip deserves to be stripped of his knighthood, we also need to address the very real issue that exists, namely that of all the Philip Greens of the world being able to treat workers in this manner, and that they need to be made an example of by the government?
I thank the Honourable Lady for her contribution and would agree that workplace regulation needs to be addressed. It is a further matter to be addressed in terms of his knighthood. Were his actions honourable? Both I and my constituents say no. I would conclude by requesting that the House support the amendment and take appropriate action. Demonstrate to the constituents of East Kilbride, Straven and Lesmahagow who have been so badly affected that we hear and heed their voices and that we fully support them at this devastating time.